The pour takes from about 8 o'clock in the morning till we finish. Until we pour the last mould, it's not finished. And everybody in the gang has to stay ready until we finish. We drop the bottom of the furnace, put the fires out, that's finished. The Day of the Dead pour finished at about 10 o'clock in the evening, I think. After which we clean up, make sure there's no fires going out, and then everyone is on such a high that we all went and had a massive party, and all got home about 3 o'clock in the morning, absolutely wrecked, but really jubilant. And next day you come in, there's all this mess, and you break open these sand moulds, and what's revealed is the work, which is the important bit, obviously, and you get to see all these fantastic things coming out of the sand. Two of my students have been particularly affected by the experience of iron casting. They're third year students. I've got Tom Fabian, who is at the moment building a stick furnace. It's 24 feet high. He's pouring it into a tree that is 18 foot high at midnight on the equinox. He's going to fill this tree with molten iron.
Cool, well the whole iron casting thing started for us when we got invited to the Iron Bridge International Iron Casting Festival, and that was the first experience we'd ever had of iron casting. And we built our own furnace in college, took it up to Iron Bridge and learnt all about the joys of iron casting, and sort of went, wow, this is really fantastic, we should do more with this. And at Iron Bridge there was an artist called George Beasley who'd built a stick furnace. He's quite renowned for them, and he sort of fired this up. It was the last thing at night on the final day of Iron Bridge, and it was absolutely inspiring. It just looked absolutely incredible as a piece of performance art, and a lot of us were kind of inspired by it, thinking, wow, we should try and build one of those. Well, I did my first wooden mould at Halloween, which was not that long ago, and everyone thought I was mad. Everyone thought I was going to die, that our iron was going to explode everywhere and cause me horrible amounts of burning and pain. But it worked, and we managed to pull it off, and I kind of jokingly said, right, next I'm going to cast an entire tree. And that kind of stuck, and I thought, yeah, why not? Let's give it a go. So I sat down and talked to Bob, the technician, and went, Bob, what do you think? And he was really keen on the idea. Talked to Griff in a sort of very sensible way of, right, this is the plan, this is what we're going to do. And he went, yeah, Tom, you're really mad, but I think it'll be fun, let's give it a go. Spent months sat down, scratching our heads, working out how to actually do it and how to do it without killing ourselves, and it all started to fall into place quite nicely.
A stick furnace we'd never seen before until last year at Iron Bridge. Basically the furnace destroys itself as you pour the iron because it's burning, it's made out of wood. So it's a very spectacular event. You can only do a one-off tap. We have never done it before, and we're hoping it's going to work. If it does, it will be one of the most spectacular things we've ever seen.
Midnight, the furnace stayed together long enough for us to pour our metal, and the visual spectacle as that metal came out and hit the tree from where I was up on the scaffolding looked absolutely incredible, and you could tell from the sort of wows of the crowd that it looked really quite an incredible visual spectacle.
then invited to attend the Iron Tribe, gathering of iron casters in New Mexico, America. 7 students went out there and we poured 3 tons of iron over there and we've just come back. Some of the students are going back to Slosh historic furnaces in Birmingham, Alabama in 3 or 4 weeks' time. They were invited while we were in New Mexico. Steve, who's leaving this year, is hoping to do a fellowship over in America. He's poured a bronze head of himself. The air goes into the ears, the molten iron comes out of his mouth when he taps. He's hoping to take this to Slosh furnace where there's a student cupola exhibition. I showed a picture of it at New Mexico to the Iron Tribe, and there were lots of oohs and ahs and gasps of wonderment at what a great idea this was. Nobody seems to have done it before. So I'm hoping that he's going to win the student cupola contest.
I want to take it over there, people see it, go, wow, that's cool, and get talking to them and just make contacts. So when I leave in the summer, I've got something lined up, be it in America or Americans coming over here or whatever. But yeah, absolutely fantastic, which is an opportunity that I wouldn't have known about or come about if it hadn't been through coming to this college here. And if anyone's interested in doing any metal casting whatsoever, this is definitely the place to come, because both Griff and Bob, who are just, you know, a fountain of knowledge on the subject, have worked up at AB Fine Art, where they cast all the leading artists' metalwork in bronze anywhere. And the really interesting thing is that nowhere in the country, in Europe, does iron casting on this sort of scale. So I came here because there was a big furnace.
Kansas State University are really interested in forming a student exchange with us because of the hard-working nature of our students, because they've seen us pour on an international stage. Professor Dan Hunt from Kansas State University is interested. The international community of ironcasters see us as the centre of excellence within education. We seem to be at the forefront of this movement in Wales and in Britain. I've been asked to be the chair of the next international conference in 2010. The students who are leaving now will be the people that are performing at this conference. They'll be bringing their cupolas back to help me perform this conference in front of the international iron casting community. The students at college at this moment have never been at college in such an exciting time. It's just such an amazing things are happening.